This one gave me a good chuckle. I didn't think we'd get something like this after Area Games shut down Scarlet Blade, but here we are nevertheless. League of Maidens is a very interesting looking game. It's kind of like an MMO while not being an MMORPG exactly. The game is superhero inspired, with players creating very voluptuously shaped war maidens, immortal beings with superhuman powers. Like in most superhero games, war maidens are tasked with either helping protect the world from big baddies or joining them with the intention of destroying mankind. Maiden Gaming, the team behind the game, have put a lot of work into League of Maidens, and it shows. The game features aerial, ground, and sea combat while utilizing various forms of combat such as melee, projectile, and heavy use of counters. You're capable of grappling people during flight, super speed, or while swimming and just laying waste. Admittedly, the combat does look like it could use a little work, but for the most part, it still moves and plays better than a lot of current-gen MMOs. The game, although very interesting sounding, has garnered a lot of attention for its use of female assets, and by assets, yes, I do mean boobs and butts, because let's be real here, the focus is most definitely on them. And right now, this seems to be all the craze on the market, it would seem. Have you seen Subverse? That game got over $2 million funding on Kickstarter. Yes, there are a lot of pervs out there. The game offers what could potentially be the most in-depth character customization in an online game to date. They offer over 80 individual sliders for facial construction and over 50 for just the body. This will of course allow you to get that perfect set of big, round, beautiful eyes for your girl. There's also a lot of posing options, photo filters for capturing the perfect screenshot, and an actual album to share with other players. It's pretty funny, honestly. I've played a solid amount of Scarlet Blade over the last year or two, and the community considered that going too far. While League of Maidens does look like a mechanically interesting game, and I am definitely certain that over the course of its development it's going to turn out pretty damn well, I can't help but be a little concerned. I have no problem with games throwing boobs and asses in your face, you know, if that's the kind of game it is, then no problem. But I do know that it isn't necessarily going to appeal to a large audience. Or it might, especially when you use Subverse as comparison. Maiden Gaming have stated that they are a three-man studio, and their goal is to develop AAA quality games in the future, but focusing on very sexy women. They want to push the boundaries of what the mainstream media deems as acceptable, and hey, guys, good luck. Your game looks beautiful, and I have every hope that you succeed in doing what you set out to do, especially with a three-man studio. That is rough. Interestingly, they opted to not launch a Kickstarter yet. Instead, they wanted to get a proper, more functional game out before asking for extended funding from the community. I've seen a lot of crowdfunded games go the wrong way with development, so it's refreshing to see an indie developer launch a Patreon first instead for interested parties to help fund the game with small monthly payments. This shows that at the very least they care enough to not scam us out of our money. Or large sums of it. It is a very interesting concept, I will give them that. Dead or Alive is incredibly popular, not for its combat, not for its story, but for the women that populate it and the tiny outfits they wear, or don't wear for that matter. This semi-adult gaming market is growing quite rapidly, and it was only a matter of time before someone took advantage of the lack of an adult-themed MMO, or at least one that isn't Second Life. I think the game looks pretty good. It looks like it could be a lot of fun. It looks like it's the kind of game you would want to hide from your parents, girlfriends, wives, or children. But if you don't have to worry about any of that, then it is probably the game for you. If you want to get into the game before it launches, aka right now, then all you need to do is become a silver patron for $15 per month. I'll probably do it later this year once I'm certain that it's come along a little more. That way, you know, I don't have a distorted view of the game before it's ready. Kind of like what people do with early access games like Ark or Atlas. Anyway, guys, what do you think? Is this something you'd be interested in playing? Do you think it'll be too niche for you to really enjoy? Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you all next time. Peace!